what if the biggest obstacle to your authentic life isn't outside you, but the very person you've been conditioned to be? The path to becoming truly you requires a radical act, the demolition of who you think you are. We're about to dive deep into Carl Jung's profound philosophy, specifically his challenging call to destroy the person you were told to be. This isn't about self-sabotage, it's about self-liberation, uncovering the true self beneath layers of expectation, and starting a journey toward what Jung called individuation. Get ready to rethink everything you thought you knew about being yourself. This isn't about self-sabotage, it's about self-liberation, uncovering your true self beneath layers of expectation and embarking on the journey Jung called individuation. Think of it like a sculptor chipping away at a block of marble, not to damage the stone, but to reveal the masterpiece hidden within. Or imagine an architect carefully removing temporary scaffolding, not to destroy the building, but to finally showcase its true form. What we're dismantling here are artificial personality constructs, the carefully built facades and characters we've adopted over years. These aren't inherently bad. They often served a purpose, helping us navigate a complex world. But over time, they can become like a second skin, one that no longer fits, trapping our true essence underneath. These constructs are largely adopted in response to external pressures and expectations. From the moment we're born, we're bombarded with messages about who we should be: the good child, the strong one, the smart one, the peacemaker. Our parents, teachers, friends, media, and culture all contribute to this blueprint. We learn to conform, to please, to avoid conflict, to gain approval. And slowly, subtly, we start to lose touch with the raw, untamed, unconditioned self that lies beneath. This destruction is the courageous act of shedding that societal conditioning, peeling back the layers of learned behavior, and consciously choosing what to keep and what to discard. It's an embrace of your authentic self, a journey of discovery to find the person you truly are, not the person others wished you to be. So, who exactly is this person you were told to be that Jung speaks of? In his analytical psychology, this figure is primarily represented by what he called the persona. The persona, quite simply, is the social mask we wear to navigate the world. Think of the origin of the word itself. In ancient Rome, persona referred to the theatrical masks actors wore to portray different characters on stage. We all wear such masks in our daily lives, adapting our behavior, language, and even our beliefs depending on the situation and the people around us. This persona is not some sinister deception. It's a necessary tool for social interaction. We need a persona to function in society, to be polite, to follow rules, to maintain a professional demeanor at work, or to act appropriately at a formal event. It's the part of us that says, "Hello, nice to meet you," even if we're feeling tired or grumpy inside. But while it's crucial for getting along, the persona can become problematic when we over-identify with it, confusing the mask for our true face. The persona is heavily shaped by our upbringing and family dynamics. Were you told to be seen and not heard? To always be strong? To never cause trouble? These early directives lay down the initial framework for our masks. The persona is influenced by cultural norms as well. What's considered acceptable or desirable varies wildly across different societies. These norms dictate how we present ourselves, what emotions are okay to show, and what career paths are valued. And at its core, the persona is often driven by the deep-seated human desire to please others, to gain acceptance, and to avoid conflict. We play roles: the dutiful child, the charismatic leader, the supportive friend, the stoic provider. We do this to fit in, to belong, to be loved. The problem isn't having a persona, it's believing that the persona is you, and thus losing touch with who you really are underneath. A functional persona is indeed crucial for smooth social interaction. Imagine if everyone walked around constantly expressing their raw, unfiltered thoughts and feelings. Chaos would quickly ensue. The persona helps us maintain decorum, navigate etiquette, and engage civilly. It's like the diplomat of our psyche. However, the true peril emerges when we become overly identified with this social mask. This isn't just about putting on a polite face for a dinner party. It's about believing that the polite face is your authentic self, all the time. When the persona becomes indistinguishable from our core identity, it leads to a profound sense of fragmentation. It's like having pieces of yourself scattered, some acknowledged, others pushed away, because they don't fit the chosen mask. This often manifests as a deep alienation, a feeling of being a stranger to yourself. You might look in the mirror and not fully recognize the person staring back, or feel as though your life is being lived by someone else, an actor playing a role. This can be incredibly unsettling. The most insidious consequence is a pervasive lack of fulfillment. On the surface, you might have all the markers of success: a good job, a stable relationship, social approval. But internally, there's a nagging emptiness, a hollow ache. This happens because the life you're leading, the choices you're making, aren't truly yours. Individuals may find themselves trapped in unfulfilling careers that were chosen for external validation rather than internal passion. They might stay in relationships that do not nurture them, purely to maintain an image of stability or happiness. Consider the person who was always told they had to be a doctor or a lawyer, despite their secret passion for art or music. They pursue the esteemed profession, gain all the accolades, but wake up every morning feeling a profound sense of dread. Or the strong one in the family who never expresses their needs or vulnerability, constantly putting others first until they feel emotionally drained and resentful. These are lives lived for the script written by others, not by the true self. This can lead to a life that feels fundamentally inauthentic, a constant performance where the applause never quite reaches the heart, because the audience isn't clapping for you, but for the mask you wear. The cost is your true joy and genuine connection. The deeper reason for this disconnect from our true selves, this over-reliance on the persona, stems from a powerful psychological process known as repression. From childhood, we learn that certain thoughts, feelings, and impulses are good and acceptable, while others are bad or inappropriate. A child who expresses anger might be told, "Good boys, don't get angry," or a girl showing ambition might be deemed bossy. To gain love, approval, and acceptance, we begin to push these unacceptable aspects of our personality into the unconscious. We disown them, pretending they don't exist. This process of repression creates what Jung called the shadow. The shadow isn't some monstrous evil entity, as popular culture often depicts it. Instead, think of it as the psychological junk drawer of our personality. It's a repository of everything we've deemed unfit for public display, everything we deny about ourselves. This includes not just traits we consider negative, like anger, selfishness, or jealousy, but also hidden desires, fears, and even incredible, unmet potential. For example, the person who always plays it safe might repress their adventurous spirit. The person who is outwardly humble might repress a powerful drive for recognition. The good person might repress their capacity for healthy aggression or boundary setting. The crucial point is that ignoring or suppressing the shadow doesn't make it disappear. It just goes underground, still active, still influencing our lives, often in ways we don't consciously understand. The harder we push the shadow down, the stronger it pushes back. This is why we might suddenly lash out in anger, feel intense, irrational jealousy, or sabotage our own success. These can be unconscious manifestations of our repressed shadow. When we refuse to acknowledge our shadow, it continues to dictate our actions, perpetuating the persona by forcing us to cling even tighter to the acceptable image. This suppression ultimately hinders the individual's growth, trapping us in a cycle of inauthenticity and making true self-awareness impossible. To truly grow, we must turn and face the parts of ourselves we've long denied. This brings us to the core of Jung's challenging wisdom. The destruction involves confronting and integrating these repressed aspects. It's a courageous, often uncomfortable journey, but it's essential for psychological well-being and genuine self-fulfillment. This isn't about becoming a rebel without a cause. It's about reclaiming your whole self, making friends with all the messy, contradictory parts that make you uniquely you. The process begins with questioning. It requires us to critically examine the values, beliefs, and behaviors we've adopted from external sources. Ask yourself, is this my desire or someone else's? Why do I believe this? Who told me this was true? And does it still serve me? This interrogation of our internalized scripts can be disorienting. It's like performing surgery on your own soul, carefully dissecting beliefs you've held sacred for years. You might discover that your career path, your relationship dynamics, or even your political views are not genuinely your own, but rather echoes of parental expectations, cultural norms, or peer pressure. Confronting the shadow is perhaps the most daunting part. It means acknowledging and accepting the parts of yourself you've been taught to despise or hide. It's about seeing your anger, your fear, your selfishness, your vulnerability, not as enemies to be eradicated, but as integral components of your human experience. Integration doesn't mean becoming your shadow. It means understanding it, learning from it, and consciously choosing how to express or channel those energies constructively. For instance, acknowledging a repressed desire for power doesn't mean becoming a tyrant. It might mean channeling that energy into healthy leadership or self-mastery. Recognizing your capacity for anger doesn't mean flying into rages. It means understanding your triggers and setting appropriate boundaries. This process leads to a profound rebirth of the authentic self. It's like a sculptor removing all the excess stone to finally reveal the masterpiece that was always there, hidden beneath. You shed the ill-fitting costume of the persona and step into your own skin, one that feels comfortable and true. You stop performing and start living. You gain a sense of wholeness, a deep internal harmony that comes from embracing every facet of your being, light and shadow alike. This is the path to individuation, Jung's ultimate goal for human development, becoming a complete, unique, and fully realized individual, not just a copy of someone else's ideal. So, we've journeyed through Jung's powerful idea, from understanding the metaphorical destruction of the person you were told to be, to identifying the social mask of the persona, recognizing the hidden cost of living inauthentically, and finally confronting the depths of your shadow. The ultimate purpose of this challenging work isn't to shatter your life, but to reforge it into something truly your own. This isn't a one-time event or a finish line to cross. It's a lifelong journey of self-discovery, a continuous unfolding of your authentic self. The freedom that comes from aligning with your true nature, from living a life that resonates with your deepest values and passions, is immeasurable. It's a return to yourself, a liberation from external scripts, and an embrace of the profound, complex, and beautiful human being you were always meant to be. Step off the stage, take off the mask, and truly begin. If this journey resonates with you, make sure to subscribe for more insights into Jungian psychology.